this is a technique for mallet finger. So this might be useful perhaps underneath a splint if people are not particularly good at maintaining the splint, or you're losing that terminal extension under a splint. But also in the transition out of a splint, they may have a little lag still, but we're certainly going to be increasing the load going through there, so we can do some work to assist that extension of the finger, or that DIP extension. So we're going to start underneath and come around, position them in that short position or full extension, and then cross the joint at the back of the joint, and that's going to give us an extension moment at that DIP. We could in principle run straight through the back, but what we'll often find then is people are going to hyperextend at that PIP. If they do tend to do that, we can actually come and continue the technique around, which we will do in this case, and come under and create a flexion moment at our PIP and an extension moment at the DIP. The longest one we can continue over and create some extension at the MCP also if necessary, although usually we'll just finish on the proximal phalanx. So we're going to start in the middle of the tape and come underneath. Just try to avoid getting a lot of pressure right over the corner of the nail bed, as that can create some irritation on the finger. We then come in and shorten the position. So in this case we're going to come into extension of that DIP and cross the back of the joint. Then repeat with the other side, so extend and cross the joint. Then to create flexion at the PIP, we can rotate the hand around and flex that joint. It's a little bit fiddly as we come through, and then turn again as we come around, just maintaining some flexion. And then normally we could finish this just there. If we come over the back, we can also discourage or maintain a bit of extension, discourage a bit of flexion at that MCP joint. And then repeat with the other side. So we're going to bring him into flexion at that proximal joint, and then sweep around and come through. And again, finish just here generally. So what we see when the finger's relaxed, Mike, Nick, if you just relax, what we end up with is a flexion moment here and an extension moment at this joint. We can still get into full flexion at the PIP, but it's going to discourage him from hyperextending that all the time, but it maintains our full DIP extension. Just relax once more. That's it.